Alright guys, let's see how we go. So we're going to do a live example of installing the new head unit. I've looked at no instructions. It's pretty much going to be straightforward and basic. So hopefully this is going to be a good view for you guys to see everything. And we're going to be basically doing this together. But yeah, if you guys do like it, make sure to like this one as well to show that it actually helped you guys build your head unit. So let's do it together. First things first, if your kit comes with it, or if it doesn't, Phillips head. And it just needs to remove these two screws that are here to start you off. So let's see if I can let's get this going. So again guys, this is the installation for 2002 to 2006 Honda CRV, and this one is for the ID7. Doesn't matter if it's a manual or automatic SUV. It just needs to have the same look, same style, same kind of frame like this, for it to be basically the right head unit to fit. So one thing I did know when I was looking at the instructions and talking to the manufacturers, they said that this does not fit if you have a Bose head system. So the brand Bose or Bose or whatever it is, if you have that, it has a different sort of unit and wiring. So definitely check that out. So pretty easy, just need to pull it apart and it comes off just like that. Okay, before you try and yank it off, there is a cable at the back. Just need to unclip it, and just like that, the fascia is off. Okay, so that's a very easy one for you guys. Then the next part is there's a couple of screws here, 2, 3, 4. Get the same little Phillips head that you have and pretty much just undo it. All right, but yeah guys, definitely like this video because I'm breaking my back a little bit just to give you guys a really good angle. So please do it and hopefully subscribe. Maybe I'll do it again one day in the future. So if there's anything other Honda related, CRV related, you guys will probably see it. I'm planning to do in the very near future. I'm actually planning to put a dash cam in this car as well. So if you are interested, I will be definitely doing a how-to. When I say definite, I mean it. So I'm thinking about installing one, but I'm also going to hardwire it as well. So basically making sure that it's always going to be on. Anytime the car is off as well. I did a quick little YouTube as well, so it saved you guys some time going through it and listening to it. I found a way to find a hardwire kit. Makes it very easy to do, and I'll show you guys how to do that one at a later stage. So again, just remove all the screws. Look, it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm hoping, like I said, I've done some research, had a look around, pulled it off once or twice before. So hopefully this video can show you guys everything that we need to do to make this happen. And hopefully you can follow step by step. So let's just hope that when I bought this unit, I did buy a cable that it was a plug and play kit. Sometimes when you guys do buy it, they are a little bit different. So some of them you need to cut, solder and wire. For those back in the day, some people like to just tape. Not recommended because you're playing with electrical wires. So what it will usually come with, it'll usually come with a cable kit like this. So this one came with the fascia as a second unit. So what happens is this one, as you can see, it's got two different wires in here in this kit. One is for the reverse sensor. So this one here, this little one looking one with a little bit here, that is a reverse sensor. Not reverse sensor, I think it's a reverse video. So you'll need to buy a reverse camera, or if it does come with it, great. Stereo radio kit, back end, front end. Okay, so I'll hopefully show you guys that in a second. So that one compared to another one that you would normally get, I'm going to quickly show you guys the one I got in the box. So this is the box that I've got, comes with everything in here. And if you guys have a look at the cable that it comes with, if you guys can just see it there, it's just sitting right in the middle. It comes with all the cables all not cut and not pre-plugged in as well. My one actually came with the secondary one, and I made sure to buy it to have a plug and play system. So hopefully we can get that going. All right, so next step, pretty easy. You just got to slide this bad boy out. If it doesn't come out, get one of these little edge tools and it'll help you pry it out, like a little anchoring kind of tool, to help pry it out if she's stuck in there a little bit. But pretty straightforward. Just wiggle her out and hold on to it tight, because this part will want to come off very, very easily. Let me just get a slightly better angle if I can. Hopefully that's a bit better for you guys. All right, so let's get this one out. She's a heavy one. If it's an old school unit, you've got 2 plugs. You guys can't see it, but there's a blue plug, which I'm going to try and wriggle out here. Blue plug comes off. Then you've also got the power cable. I do not recommend pulling it by the wire. There's a little tiny bit here that you can pull out. I'll try and show you guys. There you go. So that's the FM there. So try and pull it from here. Never pull any cables out from here. It's never a good idea in the first place. So nice little installation and removal there. So that's it. We've got 2 cables and that should be ready to go. Here is the plug kit. So it looks like we already have a radio kit here. It looks like we don't need this one, I don't think, but I will check it out with the head unit. So this might be pretty straightforward, but I think that makes sense. Blue and blue go together, and if everything is right, she should just snap right in. Boom, there you go. That's number 1 done. Then we've got this cable here. It looks like a radio cable. It's also connected to this blue cable. I don't know what that one's for, but we'll leave it aside for now. We've got this pink cable that's labeled back. I'm not sure what that's for, but I know one thing for sure. That's a power cable, everything connected in the unit. That should pretty much get it good to go. All right. All right, let's bring out our other unit back. So a couple other cables in here as well. Some more for the audio units. So let me just quickly take it out for you guys. So you have all these other cables as well that will come with it. This one is pretty straightforward. So if you've got, you know, aftermarket unit for stereo, you've got all these other cables as well. So honestly, I don't even think I need majority of this kit, because this kit is more for a manual setup if you needed to. And again, you had the initial cable that you needed to cut, split, splice, and then tape and weld into your own unit. I don't need that because I bought one with one. The only other ones that I would personally use would be this one here. This one's your USB, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. That's probably the most important one that I would use. That one, along with another USB on here as well. I believe you get 2 to use. One's for an input, one's for an output, if I remember correctly. Both look like they are the same. Again, reverse camera in there as well. I'm going to skip that step for now because I don't need it. Also, this unit, very important as well, if you guys get this in your kit, this is a GPS kit. So basically, for the head units that you buy, some of them will come with it, some of them won't. This particular kit does. I'll be honest, probably 80% of the market do if you don't cheap out. And it's just basically a GPS unit that you would use for, you know, using offline GPS. So if you like going off-roading, if you like to go elsewhere where you don't have your internet access, somewhere far away and remote, it's already got it built in as well. So it's one of those global USB kits. All right, cool. Nice and easy. I've got my brand new head unit here. So if you guys saw while I was talking, there was a couple of things that go with it. Pretty straightforward. Oops, you got a bracket, you got the bolts. That's pretty self-explanatory. The bracket and bolts are a direct replacement for your head unit. So to give you guys an idea, if it doesn't, take your old head unit and you've also got those brackets as well. Okay, so pretty straightforward. All right, so that just goes onto the head unit. I'm probably going to refer back to it just so I know where the mounting points are, because they might be a little bit different to those ones. So let's continue. Nice little unboxing for you. I'm going to leave this here for now. I would recommend doing it just in case, because while you're installing it, you never know if you're going to scratch it on the way. So this is the back of mine. It looks like that's the power there. It's got a safety fuse, and we've got these other ones as well. I'm pretty sure this is where all the rest of the audio wires go as well. Then you've got the radio here as well. GPS goes here. So all I'm going to do right now is before you do anything, if you've already done all your wires, you've already all checked it, I would recommend plugging it in first just to make sure she works before you fully install it. So if this works, it's pretty straightforward. That bam, wham bam, thank you ma'am, that would pretty much be it. So just plugging that one into the one at the top where the relay and the fuse is. That should pretty much snap in normally. Just give me a second. Okay, cool. So again, they are aftermarket, so you do need to give it a bit of time to wiggle it in. Try not to force it in too much, but just enough where she'll sit in. Then once she's in, she'll be pretty snug. Okay, that one's pretty much in. We've got the radio here. I am just going to install the radio for now. The rest of these, from my memory, are for external pieces. So things like your audio, things like your reverse camera. So if you install that, great. I'm not installing them on my car. Only reason being is that I don't need it because I have a reverse sensor, and I don't want to plug in the wire just because it'll take a bit of effort, and I don't need it right now because I know how to reverse park. So I'm just going to install it just briefly, just so we can turn the car on, just to make sure she works. So let's do this together live. Again, guys, if this has helped, can you please and you know, subscribe as well. So power unit's in. It might try and jump up for the first time. It may not. Let's see if the power works. Okay. All right, cool. So it doesn't look like she's powering on just yet. That's okay. Let's check again and see why. Remove radio. And check these plugs here. Cool. Let's just triple check this is plugged in again properly. What else am I missing here? Cool. Let's see. Right, besides that, she should work. All right, power cable's in. This is plugged in properly as well. All right, cool. Let's give her one more go. But this time, I'm gonna check a few more things. GPS, USB cable. So again, that's a USB cable that goes in the back. You can use for Android Auto. Let's see if I'm missing any other cables here. Very sure I don't need any of these. That's the same cable. Reverse camera sensor. But should have been pretty straightforward once we plugged it all in. So here's instructions if you guys haven't seen it. I didn't want to put it in just because I thought it would be pretty straightforward. Yeah, once that power cable's in, it should turn on. Alright, while I turn it on to accessory, I might turn on the car this time. Alright, and let's just see if she works. So power was running beforehand onto the car, so that did work. Let's just temporarily turn her on and see if we can give her some juice. Guess I was right. So power's on. So always good to check if it does work, because the last thing you need to do is get it, cable's faulty, and then you've just installed everything, had to return and go backwards. Probably take you another hour to do it. So far, looking at this video, it's only been about 15 minutes, not even, guys. 15 minutes. And it's pretty much part one done. So, she's on. Let's have a play. So again, I plugged in the radio just for this exercise. And what we want to see is we want to make sure that we have sound and everything works. So touch panel, looks like it's all working. Reverse, home, power button. We're going to go to the radio. So all systems are done quite differently. I chose the one that came with a 4GB RAM, 64GB internal memory as well. That plays a bit of a factor on how you would touch your screen, how long it takes the apps to open and load. You can get 2 gigs, you can get 1 gig as well, which is the cheaper ones. I found that 1 gig was $170, 2 gigs about 180, and this is the 4 gig one with 64 gig RAM, was about 200, 220, 250 even. Just depends where you buy from. Amazon, eBay, very similar in prices. I'll put a link later on as well. All right, I haven't listened to music for a while because I actually locked it. But
I'll take it.
As you guys can see, we got music going. So she definitely works. Guys, I haven't listened to music for like 2 weeks because I've been so busy every weekend. I don't know why I did not do this sooner. Okay, so we've got music. We're in the house. So there it goes. So you've got the GPS system that's up there. This one's got Google Maps. So I'm using this for the first line. Android Auto is the most important. Then you've got Maps. And then once you plug it in as well, you'll have other access, and you got the stereo key part of it as well, guys. That is step 1 done. All right, so check the power, make sure it all works. Microphone up here for mine as well. All right, so all I'm gonna do now is turn off the car. Okay, once it turns off, power should go off as well. And now we just gotta install the brackets. Okay, we're not completely done yet, so don't skip the next part. You need to do the rest. All right, cool, that's done. Let's remove the radio so we know the radio works. What I'll do is I will remove, let's remove this one. This one was a lot easier to take out, so handy. So let's just do that, and then just slowly take it out. Cool, let's just see. Okay. All right, cool, just wiggle this out real quick. You know what, actually, let's just take this one out. Might be a bit better. There you go, that's a lot easier. All right, cool. So next step is putting on the brackets. And I think the bracket's quite straightforward, guys. You know what, let's just do it anyways. We're here together. We may as well finish it off together. How I like to do my brackets, just line it up to where you need it to line up. Right, if you're not too sure, go back to your old one and just use that as reference. I'm just having a quick look at my old one. So this is how it was previously mounted. Something like this. And then, yeah. Let's see, we'll just line it up, put her in. And then, let's see. Just gonna quickly put this on just for now, just so we can hold it in place. But yeah, so after doing quite a bit of research, she's a lot easier than we thought, guys. A lot easier than we thought. Okay, cool. Just lightly put that in. Never tighten it completely until they're both in, so that they sit straight. Let's just quickly have a look there. Yep, lines up with that hole. Cool. And then let's do it again on the other side. Let's get your other bracket, and let's get the other bolts. Cool. So the kits that you buy should have everything already installed. Sorry, everything in the box. So there should be no reason why there's nothing left. Okay, so you should have everything. Alright, cool. What's that sticking out? Makes sense. Okay. Try and line it up the same way you did it the first time. Cool. And again, if it doesn't line up, just redo it again. It's not that difficult. My fat fingers can't do it right now. Cool. Okay, this bolt is very difficult to put in for some reason. Okay. Alright, cool. That still went in, which is good. Alright, now that we're in, just tighten her up a little bit. So don't do it too tight, just do it hand tight. It should be enough. Just enough so that it can hold it together. It'll be held in here anyways, and it's going to be stuck into these brackets that it came from, I believe. Okay, so that should sit in pretty well. Before I do what we should do, check the instructions. Cool. Alright, cool. Let's move on to the next part. So if yours was anything like mine, it would have came with a brand new fascia to fit together with your new plate. So that would sit this way. Your nice new head unit should pop in there, and there should be mounting points on that. So let's seat her in, and let's see if I've done this correctly. And if I haven't, that's okay too. We'll just go back. Alright, cool. Alright, so... Alright. Maybe not. Maybe not. Alright, we might have jumped the gun a little bit with that one. Alright, no problem. No problem. Let's just go back. Okay. Let's go read the instructions again. Oops. Alright, so apparently I've done this incorrectly. Nice. Alright, go back a step with the brackets and take them out and install it how the manufacturer has installed it. Hey, don't blame me. I'm just like any other person like you. Alright, it's just like an IKEA build kit. You look at it, you're like, yeah, I'll be alright. And then, you know, she'll be right. So let's do this again. Okay, can I see why? Alright, let's see why she didn't fit. Okay, again, luckily we kept the sleeve film on just in case, because we're going to be slotting it into something else as well. Alright, so don't mind me, I'm just uninstalling it. Okay. I'm going to read the instructions manual a little bit more this time. So, bear with me. But hey, how good, hey? Took 15 minutes maybe, just to plug it in, turn it on to show that it worked. So, pretty good. I would say that's pretty darn good. Cool. Alright, that makes sense. She fits there. She fits there. Okay. And then... Wow, okay, so I think it literally just clips in. By the look of it too. It's fairly straightforward. Oh. Okay. And it says the brackets fit in like this. Apparently. Right. So I don't think these brackets really do anything, Because if you have a look at this manual, if you look at step number 2, it says card position fixed installation, and it looks like it's supposed to go into a frame, which is what the old stereos used to do. There used to be a frame there that you line it up. Looking at the back of it, there's nothing in there that you needed to do. So you might not even need that frame, to be honest. We'll install it anyways, just for the sake of this video, but let's head back to our kit and see if we have any other screws that we need to put in this kit at all, because it actually doesn't have any other screws. How strange. Alright guys, I guess we'll just continue doing this. It doesn't make any sense to me why we have brackets. That do not fit. Alright, cute. How fascinating. How very fascinating. Yeah, so not doing anything different, guys, just putting in that frame for the sake of this exercise. Hold the damn phone. Am I tripping? Where are the rest of the mounts? So that sits pretty flush on this, but even if I put those screws in, it'll just stop it from sliding forward, because it's not actually screwed into it at all. Ah, bugging. There was a couple of screws that I forgot. I am bugging. My apologies, guys. Man, I was gonna say, I was really tripping out here. Alright, cool. There's about 6 screws, 6 screws here that I found. I knew I was missing them somewhere. And that obviously installs into here. So we're gonna do that right now. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there should be a couple others as well. Alright, so let's do this. Alright, let's have a quick look. So I'm just going to put them all in first before I install them. Hopefully that looks a little bit better. So I've put 2 in. And then I'll install the rest once I find the holes. Okay, 1. We got 2. That's so weird. Alright, cool. I can see where they all go, so let's do that again. Let's install them into their respective slots. Okay. Alright, so screws are kind of chat. They do not fit, and they're not long enough for their respective holes. Okay, shall we try again? So if you guys have a look of my actual frame that I have and the two screws that I just put in, like, they've barely got, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's barely any screw, like, left thread left over for them to actually screw in, which kind of sucks. Not a great fan of that. Okay, well, it's not the best. She's not really holding very well, is she? Okay. Okay. Well, that's fun. That is fun. And it looks like this frame doesn't even have the right hole locations for what we need here. So, alright, it's got this little real small one. So look at this hole compared to this hole. There's two different holes. All the screws are the same length, which is a great start. Great start there. Alright, let's do this one. See if this one might be a bit more promising. Promising. Okay. Maybe they are. So if you followed this the whole way through and just copied me, might have lost about 5 minutes there. I'm gonna be honest. But hey, it's a learning process, isn't it? Honestly, it looks like they just held on by those two. So it looks like we are good. We are. Okay. Cool. So far, that's holding up pretty darn well, considering how bad those other ones were. Oops. Alright, cool. So, gonna get one more here, so that'll hold the top. That should hold that part. Quite straightforward here. Alright, that'll hold her in quite well. Okay, so now we've got all those ones in. They're all sticking in quite well now. Where did that last one go? Yeah, still not found other ones at the bottom. Okay, all these ones are now in tight. Do you guys see any that I've missed? I don't see any that I've missed. They probably put one spare just in case someone loses it. So, alright. Let's put all these cables back in for now, just so we can test fit and see how she looks prior to installing it. So I'm gonna take this, put this here for now, just so we can seat it, but she doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad at all. Alright, cool. So she sits pretty well there. So that's what it will look like By looking at it, to be honest guys, I don't think I needed those cables either, those brackets, because she's pretty damn snug on there. But yeah, there you go. Don't need the cables, I mean don't need the brackets. Brackets were just for if you had the double DIN slot or the single DIN slot. So I'm just going to install this one back in just because. And honestly, I don't really need anything else. So let's do this. Let's put in power cable. Let's fit her in real quick. Okay, cool. Power cable is in. And again, guys, look, this is no professional video. This is just another guy like me and you, just installing this bad boy in. Let's install a couple of these USB ones as well. Before we fit her back in. And then we've got the GPS. Let's just install the GPS as well. That way, you know what, I won't have to pull it back out again. GPS in here, spin tool. You just literally just put her in there. Honestly, I don't think I'll need the GPS either. Only because I'll be using Android Auto on Apple Carplay, so I won't really need it, to be honest. But again, I'll just install it just cause. Next part, we'll need one of these USBs anyways, so let's unravel her real quick. Take her out, and then let's go back up to our nifty instructions to see where she goes. So if you have a quick look, 5 and 6, so 4 pin and USB 6 pin. So 4 pin will go into the 4 pin and 6 pin will go into the 6 pin. 4 pin will go into number 6. 4 and 6. Okay, cool. 4 pin goes in here as per instructions, and then I'll put in the 6 pin. Straightforward. Cool. Snap her in there. 6 pin. Snap her in there as well. Oh yeah, done. Alright, cool. So that'll be 2 USB cables. And then you'll just need to feed them in your car and feed them down into either 1 or 2 slots. You can either put them in here where the center console is, or usually they go down here just besides where your glove box is. So those are the 2 locations that you can put them in. I will have a look to see if we can maybe even show you guys if possible. There's not much room, but this cable is not really long either, so okay, let's see if we can just feed her down. Should be a little slot we can feed her. See if we have a slot. I know there's one just behind here and you can thread it all the way down. So all the way at the back and then all the way down is where you can thread it. Let's see if I can get this done. That's how I did my reverse camera in my other CRV. So it's kind of a tough one. This is probably the toughest bit to do. So if you guys can see, I'm feeding it all the way towards the end. At the very back, you feel a little circle piece, and then you're just gonna have to feed it all the way down. I can't show you guys, but you guys will just have to play and figure that one out yourself. Okay, cool. Power back in. Done. Where GPS? I'm gonna let it hang for now, just at the back. I don't really need this right now. Then we've got our radio. I'll just quickly put the radio in. If you don't have a radio, you've got to set it up with the radio kit that comes with it. Pop that one in there. I'm just gonna let her rest at the back a little bit, just for now. I'm gonna reinstall this probably later on as well, guys, so I would recommend you do. The GPS does come with a 3M tape, so you can stick it anywhere. But just for argument's sake, I don't want to waste you guys' time. I've spent enough wasting around a little bit there. And then yeah, you just got to replace your hazards just here. Plug her back in like that, and then once she's in snug, snap her in. Okay, and then once she's snapped in very well, all you've got to use okay, cool, is okay, all right. Kind of lame. Oh, no brackets on that one. Okay, cool. Seated well. This goes here. You got to get the light from your previous one and your fan. Then you will need to install her. Put the screws back in. Screw 1. Screw number 2. Go to your previous unit that you had, and then just need to uninstall it and put it into the new one. Okay, and to do that, a couple screws in this, a couple screws there, a couple screws there, right, a couple screws to take that out for this, right, and then she should be fine and dandy. But once she all works, she should hopefully look something like this if she turns on. Give her a little juice. Maybe I didn't put the power cable back in properly. Yeah, just reverse it, install it again. Let's see if she works this time. going off.